Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the car. Coming with the flow straight from the barrio and the heat from the street. Coming with the facts, the crack backs, and the boom bip to the lion ass lips. And that's it. Now, this is the late and the great edition, as we all know. You know what I'm saying? The late, the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. You know? We ain't perfect here. It's street, you know what I'm saying? So we keep it just the way it is. Now today we see where we have a lot of people out here, coming at Trump, doing this to Trump, not fixing my bed, not even standing up when he's speaking and speaking and acting. You see Elizabeth Warren acting like she done lost her goddamn mind, talking about you're gonna have to charge yourself and you're gonna fire it up. And then turn around and talk about, look, because young people in there who's trying to take the country away from us. You see? And all the rhetoric speech that you hear a lot of these demon Democrats are spewing is solely because they have a run in a cultist type party, you know what I'm saying, affiliated with many other evil entities, I should say, you know what I mean, and have been running the game for about a minute. So when it comes time now to, clean up and pay the piper and all these different things, they don't want to hear that because they're like a little spoiled child who, keep saying democracy and our, which means them, you know what I'm saying, and, and we, which still means them, you know what I'm saying, our country, which still means them, when it comes out of their mouth. But people are unaware of that type of mentality. This is why you're seeing such rebelliousness in itself based on, you know, the the paying of the piper. You know, it's many corruptive things that have been going on in our government. Same thing you have with AOC. You know what I'm saying? I call it a hole not KC. You know what I'm saying? When you really look at it, and they were able to flourish. They were able to run the evilness for quite a long time. You know what I'm saying? And now that many things are coming to fore that is bringing the truth, bringing the light, and so on, they're not gonna like that because you know what I'm saying. It's the same thing when you have and you look at it from a biblical, so-called understanding of bibliology in their group or any group based on Christianity or whatever you deal with. You know what I'm saying? When you look at evil, evil is going to do that. Evil is going to come with the sweetest words you've ever heard. Oh, and we really care about women's rights and we love you so, and Donald Trump he's going to kill us and he's going to take away our rights and he's going to take our rights as free people in the United States, and our country and democracy will be a threat. See how those words sound so sweet when you're saying it? But that's not what she's saying, because on the other hand, the agenda that was put into play, throughout its time, like when they put the plan together in its first place, and still on the same plan, you know what I'm saying? You see where, you know what I'm saying, they're promoting, you know what I'm saying, abortions for women, you know, they promoting abortions for women, and the fact of the women them even considering that to be some type of right in itself is based on the psychology that they have in itself. Because when you have women's rights or the right to have an abortion or so forth on and so forth, this touch a lot of women, but the women are unaware that what they're trying to do is to erase your race while replacing you with another race coming in from across the border. So when they come over, they're not going to tell them to have abortion and how sweet it is and how glory it is, like they're telling, many dumb American people, you know what I'm saying? they're gonna get them all their credit cards, the fake IDs, the phones, 450,000 at the border. They're gonna put them in beautiful homes, make your house look like a soapbox, you know what I'm saying, and or dog house really, for 2,300 and 3,000 and shit, and they're gonna give it to them, and they're gonna pay their rent, and they're gonna do all types of shit to help them in all these things. This was already planned out years ago and have been brewing for years and years and years. So you could think about the amount of money that the American taxpayers have paid to have this come to the ultimate plan of, you know what I'm saying, a replacement reconstruction theory by the demons. You see what I'm saying? And they were willing to literally poison and have done it to the people in many ways. You know what I mean. I don't have to call nothing about it to let you know. You should know what I mean by now. And it needs to be investigated all the way through. Same thing we see now coming up with measles and this and that and that. A lot of that is going to start to pop out because a lot of that they probably put in. This is how they keep the medical group going and making billions and trillions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? They're consistently resetting the nonsense that, maybe 2 years from now, a year from now, 2 days from now, today, you break out with something new. Now they're coming up with more stuff and more medicines, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But what they are talking about in the women's rights is something that they are using to depopulate the people of the United States from inside the womb. So on top of doing it outside, you see what I'm saying? You preaching this abortion stuff so you could depopulate from even before birth, before breathing the air, from inside the womb of the glorious production of the womb of the porthole of the goddess of this earth. You know what I'm saying? This is unusual. Then you have AOC up there. She's up there talking bullshit and have always been talking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if they all party together in this one grandstand plan. And you're saying that they go after these things and they all party together, but they argue in front of us just so they can show us that they arguing and they fighting for us, whether it's Republican or Democrat. But this has to stop because it's nice to have comments and talk and so forth, but we the people have a job to do. We have to start to expose these things by all means and drive into position ourselves into the House of Congress so we can talk, so we can find out what is going on in itself always at all times. You know what I'm saying? We see Brandon Johnson. He's down there doing a whack of garbage. That's straight up bullshit. Now, when we look at these blue states and all this stuff, this was going on a very long time. We could go back to the early 90s and probably even before that. You know what I'm saying? They've been using this race war theory thing for many, many years, and we have to start to realize that. You know what I'm saying? They have constantly been plaguing the black community, you know what I'm saying, using our own people. Now, one of the things we have to understand is that when you put these people in position, what you expect to happen. I don't care what game they play in their mansions and down there talking about they got to do this to stay in power and all that nasty shit that they do. We don't want to know about that motherfucker. Let's be honest. And if we see it, it might make us throw the fuck up. But it's based on indulgence of pleasure in order to psychologically fuck you up and think that you are the hierarchy of the ladder. And next thing you know, you find yourself in this and that and down in the basement, you know what I'm saying, with the druid hoodies on. You know what I'm saying? Or the Neanderthal caveman hoodies on, you know what I'm saying? You know, the cone heads. And you down there talking about you got to do this thing. Wow. We're not talking about that. We're talking about out here now, right now, what's going on. For us, our children, and generations to come. You see? The people got to be able to be involved. We cannot just be talking. You know what I'm saying? We've got to be involved. We need to formulate many people that are not going to be on the take, with the bullshit. I understand all that is tempting, but we need to find ways that we have the right people that we can put into power, you know what I'm saying? And stop just glorifying, Pookie and Ray Ray around the corner toting gax. You should be cleaning doors, practicing, learning how to build a military, learning how to build ourselves up to be able to protect ourselves against the government from what we just seen went on for the last 4 fucking years. There is no goddamn way you're going to tell me for the last 40 to 50 to 60, 70 years of demon democratical bullshit and rhino-ass jackasses who sabotage the motherfucking Republican Party anyway, and even those that are the founders of the Republican Party, even going back to our people formulating it with the Anglo-Saxons and so forth on, who all formed in the party. You see, this is a direct betrayal of black people, struggle, slavery, invasion and slavery, removal from our land. You know what I'm saying? Many of us, even those that were over there in that land too, caught it. So we came over here, and the breeding and those that were already here had spread across the planet for, well, Lord knows how long. There is no schedule on it and no scientific fact that can prove how long. From people who were not even here. So basically, you know what I'm saying? Now we have us that were breeded in this land, we call the United States, and rather than educate our children to what is really going on based on who is the ones that caused a lot of this shit on our people, who funded it, and who all participated in it, to bring over 400 something years or more of slavery on the black man, plus beyond in its thing. Now we could say that for the same for the whites too. Who you think the whites escape? Well, let me ask you something. If you think you escape, right? Why you ass living in motherfucking apartment complexes? Many people who are wealthy, rich, and have lived off the fats of this land should not even be living in no goddamn apartment complex. Many of them are. There's many white people that we see all the time that is out here, you know what I'm saying, struggling, living in their cars, yada, yada, yada. We can sing the song. Let's just be honest. So we know that what many of our black people are supporting is the destruction of the black community in itself by even voting demon Democrat to begin with. Now, people will say, well, I ain't no Republican. I don't want to vote for a Republican. That's not what I said. We're talking about the Democratic Party first of all. Let's get that clear 100. Okay? And we're not saying the Republican Party didn't have its garbage, its groove, and its bull. Let's just be honest. You see, we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, the fact of the Democratic Party and its affiliation in the people who lived in the Democratic Party, who throughout the many years have instituted this form of slavery, sex trafficking, pedophilia, and all type of nonsense did it so. Along with the cults and the different things that they had even family, even probably before that. Throughout their Neanderthal caveman style. You know what I'm saying? And the evilness that abounds, man, all around the board, all race and color. So now we have them here, and this is what they have been doing to black people here in America for years, and people of America as a whole. But as black people, we should have a job to do. We are the caretakers of this planet Earth and space and the galaxy beyond. And our understanding should be to that for the offspring of our own and all others that live in this country. But they have used all type of psychology, all type of groove bullshit, all type of our own fucking people, all types of white people, all types of other people to tell us and all the people of the United States what fucking language should be our choice. If English is the main language that we have been speaking for generations to come, who the fuck is them to tell us just come over the goddamn border?